American-made FreeReign in 3V steel. It has great edge retention, great toughness. We're going to go through some tests, very destructive tests that well exceed anything that this knife would be used for in real life, or hopefully even an emergency situation. Vanilla rope, 1 inch in diameter. And what this shows is edge geometry, that it cuts through well. It gives a good indication of your handle, the ergonomics of the handle, how it feels when you make impact. The edge is leading and you're not tending to roll or smack the handle, because the handle is not giving you feedback from the feel to your brain as if your hand's in good alignment to cut. So there's a lot to be learned from the free hanging rope cut. Let's see how it goes. That was as easy as anything else we did today. So I am extremely happy with the grippiness of this handle, the weight, the heft of the knife. It's not heavy enough to where it's slow. It's not light enough to where like you're throwing like a wiffle ball and hurting yourself. It's just great. So a common thing that's tested is the point strength. First of all, the thing that people always do when they're camping is they just sit around and stab their knives and stuff. If your knife's too brittle and you give it a yank out this way, and I've done this and I've heard this, you'll hear ping, and your tip is stuck in the wood. Well, sometimes you need to get in a log, you need to get out some dry tinder. But if you're careful and you're doing this and you're twisting it out, you're not taking too big of bites, you can certainly start collecting dry material for your campfire. So this shows you the importance of point strength, and that point is still there and it is sharp and pointy. It's not rolled, it doesn't feel dull, it's good for a lot more work. Okay, so we're gonna baton, meaning we're gonna hit this knife into this ball bat. Typically you'll baton if you're cutting through saplings or maybe turning longer sticks into short sticks for firewood. We got the bat because it's dry and hard. It's pretty simple to cut through the green material, but this is hard and dry stuff. The edge is getting driven through there pretty hard, harder than typically you can chop. So we need to make sure our edge doesn't roll, deform, break, or chip. So here we go. I can tell you this is very hard. Cuts paper very easily. And the spine is very, very, very well preserved for being hit with a steel mallet. So I'm very happy with that. We've done this test before, and sometimes you're doing it and all of a sudden you're holding a handle with no blade. So that's a great performance right there.
So this is a first time test for us. We are going to hammer FreeReign, 3V FreeReign, through this aluminum bat to check how well the tip holds up through the impact. The through-tang construction allows us to hammer back here, shooting the blade through the bat. We did take off some of the edge for safety.
Something good's happening here. penetration. Oh, it's perfect. It wasn't easy. Feel it. Yeah, not razor sharp, but it's sharp. And there is not a single dent. And hammering it through there was not kind to the knife. So now I'm going to attempt to baton through this steel black pipe. As long as this thing stays solid, I might get it. And we're probably going to deform this and ding this edge up. Certainly not going to come out razor sharp. But the key is, does it not break out half moons of steel? Again, this is well beyond what this knife should see in field use. If it survives this, it can survive any regular use. Wonder why it was going so easily. It sunk into the wood. Okay, so we're gonna do the dreaded flex test. It's scary. A good fill knife should not be able to be broken by hand. Again, you can break anything with enough force and with enough leverage. You put this knife in here about 1.5 inches. Tighten this down. First thing I always do with this is, can you break it with one hand? Believe it or not, I've broken many knives like this, not the FreeReign, but many knives like this in my career of designing knives and making knives for other manufacturers, one-handed. I've broken many like this, and it's always a shock. So if it breaks one-handed, it's a complete failure. That was it. So then I'm going to go two hands. I'm going to have him come in because he's bigger and stronger. Give it two hands.
We're looking for flex.
Flex. We want it to return back to normal. We want it to not break. Good. Okay, so that knife right now I would say is perfect. So we're going to put a cheater on it and see what we get out of it. We know we can break it. Again, anything can be broken. So we're going to come here and I'm going to ask about a 30 degree bend. A big strong kid can't break it by hand, and really that's all that's necessary. But let's just give it a little more and see what this is capable of. And this may break. 30 degrees about? Okay. True. So we saw that you can't bend it. You can't nearly bend it 30 degrees by hand without a 2-foot cheater. This is our impact machine. And what it does is it swings at a prescribed weight. This is a hardened steel plate, and it hits the back of the blade to test for shock resistance. So if it survives this, there's almost nothing you can do in regular use, hard use, survival use, emergency use that you can hit the knife with and break it. So this is an extreme test. I developed this machine when I worked at Cold Steel to test knives. And we one time tested, I think, 16 different steel types in a set model similar to this. And all those 16s, from very, very entry-level steel to very high-end steel, only 2 knives were able to pass this test. Now, does that mean they're the best 2 knives? No, but what it does mean is that they're very tough, they're very impact resistant. And if you go out in the field, you come back, your knife is not broken. Okay, so what we do is we put 30 pounds on, the knife is fixed here and it swings, so it comes down fully and up and hits. And as long as we get through 3, we're confident that this hits harder than you can ever hit in real life, and your knife will never break on you. So here we go. Not only does it hit the spine, but they sure do like to fly through and then chop the edge too. I think we used to keep a rubber mat on there, which is more forgiving. There's our 3 high velocity impacts. And we're in good shape. You cannot hit anything that hard in life, in the field, anywhere, that's going to fracture this blade. FreeReign CPM3V.